कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai webinar series. This is a digital representation where the aim of Franchise India is to talk about the great business opportunity we have got. We request each one of you to manage this 45-minute session where first we talk about the business opportunity with the help of the PPT, which will be done by the leadership team of the brand. Then we'll move towards a panel discussion. During our panel, we would love to take all your queries. We have created a question and so we request each one of you to share your query in the same. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am, both leading the team of consultants who are day in, day out helping all the investors in giving maximum business solutions and franchise to all the investors. And the business opportunity which today we are launching through the platform of Franchise India is Ufc Gym, the first gym chain brand to combine mixed martial arts, functional training, as well as traditional fitness. But to talk more about the brand, how they founded, and what kind of the business proposal they are offering in the market, we have invited the leadership team of Ufc Gym, and it's our privilege to invite and welcome Sanyogita ji as well as Ravi to talk about the business proposal. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining in today. We really want to start with the presentation as well as beautiful video from your side. Over to you.
Thank you, Archana, for the introduction. And I would like to thank everybody who has been there for the webinar. And Franchise India has been doing a great job and giving us the opportunity to present our brand, which is the biggest and the most recognized sport in the world, which is UFC. And we are the brand extension of UFC. And with the train different concept, we definitely are different from the other players in the market. So we are the first ones to combine like the mixed martial arts, functional training, group classes, youth programming, and the traditional fitness. Though there was a pandemic, we have still been growing, and it could not stop our growth. And we are growing domestically as well as globally. And looking at this, I would really like to start the brand video, the concept video of Ufc Gym. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. Thank you, everybody.
Check the audio. I think there's no audio in the video. Samyukta, there's no audio in it. Probably you need to reshare it again.
Great. So I hope you have seen the video and you have understood the concept of what UFC Gym is all about. Over to Ravi, we would like to present a small brand presentation to you, which will actually talk about the brand in detail. Over to you, Ravi.
Yeah, ma'am, I'll just reshare the video. I think the sound was not there when you played it. Rachana ji also was pointing that out. So I'll just try to reshare it once so that people can just hear the
Please.
audio also.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You walk in here and you think you're gonna have a fighting club. You come in here and you think it's gonna be 90% men. You come in here and you think it's gonna be an intimidating place. But what you find is the exact opposite. You have great music, great energy, you have classes, and when you come in here, it's kind of like an addicting thing because it's exactly the same way you feel like when you get to Yankee Stadium. The energy, it's second to none. Our unique equipment is second to none. It's just a great experience.
So we have all the basics, you know, the weights, the benches, the treadmills, we have all that stuff. But then we have so many other things like jiu-jitsu programs. We have the daily ultimate training. We have the kickboxing classes. We have all the extras that you didn't even know you wanted that you're able to try out. And to me, it's a complete gym.
So that was about our brand concept and video that we have. It gives you a brief idea and, you know, and also how it looks like in action, which has all the strength, cardio, functional MMA, group classes under one roof. So it's one of a unique concept that UFC and UFC Gym have created together. And some of the athlete owners also that you saw, Alex Rodriguez was there. So these guys also own UFC Gym in the US. And that's what, you know, we also would like franchisees from India to take part into this fitness revolution that we are starting. And I'll show a small presentation about the UFC and UFC Gym, just a brand video, just to explain what our brand is about and, you know, the value and power that it has. Just a second, my screen is. Yeah, is the screen visible now? Okay, perfect. So UFC Gym, as you can see, so we are the official brand extension of the UFC. For those of you who must be aware about the brand, Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC, which started in the United States in 1993. And it has grown to, you know, more than 100 countries in the world, UFC. And UFC Gym itself, I'll show you the brand presence that is there internationally as we move on further. So we have the exclusive rights to open UFC Gym in India, and we can franchise them also. And we are directly affiliated, associated with the UFC. We are the official brand extension of UFC. So that is the international presence that UFC Gym has already around the world. You can see all the top states, all the top countries that you can name or think of are already UFC gyms are present in that. And we are going much more than that. Almost 37 countries have UFC gyms and many more to come. There are almost 700 UFC gyms in development internationally. So talking about the journey, how exactly UFC started, how they took off from there. So as I said, it started in 1993. It was like a fight club at that time, not very popular. That it is, and the regulations that are there right now. So it was purchased something that we thought was worth highlighting. So right now, how it's going is we have more than from more than 60 countries in the world, the fighters are there. So maybe UFC is something that in India it's still growing, but that's not the case. Even it's watched in more than 150 countries around the world. So as a brand, it's quite a household name in athletics. And even in India, data suggests that there are 100 million people who watch UFC. So that's still a pretty large number. And that's what we've also seen with our UFC gyms that we have opened. People are already aware about it, and they came because they knew the power of the UFC brand. Then moving forward, in the last year, the parent company Endeavor got listed in the New York Stock Exchange in 2021. So that was another milestone for the brand and the company. So talking about the pandemic, most of the sports that we must have thought of during the pandemic was stuck because people couldn't go to the stadium, social distancing, pandemic, and many other things. But UFC was the one which still somehow managed to wade through the pandemic, and the events were happening. One of the very popular events that happened during that time was Khabib versus Gaethje. It was a championship fight, a lightweight championship fight, and as you can see, the date was October 2020. So that is the time when in most of the countries around the world there were so many regulations and sports were shut and many things, everything was under lockdown, but UFC still managed to wade through this pandemic and generated revenue for the fighters and for the staff that they have, and it provided entertainment to people. Then Conor McGregor, he's one of the most famous, best fighters that the UFC has seen till now, and not just for his skills and he's known for, but also the kind of money that he mints. That in 2021 during the pandemic, he was someone who was the top paid athlete in the world. He surpassed Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, all the other LeBron James, all the top athletes. He grossed $180 million in the 2021. And the closest that was there was Messi with $130 million. So that was still a very wide jump. So the UFC, that's a brand, that the fighters earn this kind of a money. So talking about the associations and partnerships that UFC Gym has gone into. So in India, UFC has been penetrating the market through Sony. And those of you, I think, who watch UFC, who follow it, already know about it. And Sony has done a very great part by promoting it in Hindi, especially so that people can understand. And they are coming in regional languages also. Then they have started the interviews with the fighters, and then they are also doing the technical so that people can understand the technical part of MMA. So it's again, it's a very good partnership that UFC did to penetrate the Indian market further. So that's how it has helped grow the brand here. Then a recent partnership which happened last month was with Dwayne Johnson's Project Rock brand. So they are the official footwear partner of the UFC. So again, Dwayne Johnson went all out on his social media and kept promoting this partnership, which again gave the brand a very good leverage. And he's also been you can say, a good associate of the President Dana White and UFC even in the past. And now this has just solidified his association. So even crypto.com. So cryptocurrency is something also which is a partner of UFC. And there is something to show that, brands like brands also sponsor. So there's a good amount of sponsorship revenue that comes to the brand because of the reach that this brand has. So these are things all capable, make the brand very, the visibility of the brand is something so high, and the recognition that other brands also come and partner. If you also talk about celebrity endorsements, so those of you who are aware about UFC and the fighters already can see and name the fighters on the screen. We have Frankie Edgar, Mike Bisping, Cub Swanson, Uriah Faber, BJ Penn, Ricardo Lamas. So all these gentlemen own UFC gyms in the United States. So it's not just that UFC gym has taken the UFC name, but they also have these celebrated athletes of the UFC who have the trust in the brand, and they have started UFC gym. So our brand provides MMA and MMA training, and the training styles have been replicated from these gentlemen, from the UFC fighters, in close association with them. So the concepts are very much and the training styles are very much scientific and results driven. And people who are working out in our UFC gyms in India currently, they are the testimony for that. Yeah, then we have Alex Rodriguez. So he's a very big baseball sensation. He was like, I think, 11-time MVP when he played. And he also owns UFC gyms in the United States. And he's also opening many more to come. So again, these people, they have been leveraging the brand out. And then there's another snapshot of Dwayne Johnson from UFC 244 in 2019. He had come for the event and he had done the, face-off between Masvidal and Nate Diaz. Then not too far back home, if we can talk about Varun Dhawan, he is a very die-hard fan of the UFC. Just yesterday, he posted something about the Covington and Masvidal fight, which is happening on Sunday. So he's a crazy fan of the UFC. He's promoted the UFC and he's gone to the Poirier versus Khabib fight in the Abu Dhabi, where he promoted it on his YouTube channel. And then on his social media, he has promoted UFC. And he's done a short commercial also for Sony for promoting UFC in India. And even with us, UFC Gym, he uses our merchandise every now and then, our boxing glove especially, and for his training. Then again, the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, is a good associate and friend of the UFC president, Dana White. So he has also praised UFC for, being able to still conduct the fights and generate business during the pandemic time. Then talking about entertainment, because this is a brand which is not just restricted to sports, it has somehow made its way through into the entertainment and the films also. So Jason Momoa, a very popular character, Aquaman, who we all know. So he came out, he had this movie last year, Sweet Girl, which is about a father and a daughter his daughter who, fight through the villains, and it's about self-defense and MMA training. So UFC and UFC Gym partnered with Netflix to promote this, and they came up with how to defend yourself like a sweet girl, a short YouTube video, which gives you tips and tricks to combat situations like that. So this was again a good partnership, which gave the leverage to the brand. And Bruce movie, if you know, from Harbury, so Valentina Shevchenko, who's a UFC champion in her division, she was a part of this. She has acted in it, and UFC and all these events are shown and highlighted in that also. So again, all these things in the popular culture, I think if a brand is so widely known that it goes into movies and popular culture, it is actually a high household name in athletics, and India is not alien to UFC. So I think it's a very good opportunity to take a brand like this, which if you just put the board out there, and if you just put on social media or somewhere that UFC Gym is opening, the kind of inquiries that generate and the buzz that it creates, that people just get hyped up that UFC is starting in India. So I think it's a very, very good opportunity to take this brand in your city and develop and build it out. So that's about it from my side. Then ma'am would be presenting the model presentation. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll let ma'am take over from here.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be taking you through the different models that we have. We have 3 different models. I'm just going to be presenting models presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Great. So UFC Gym basically is the ultimate fighting franchise opportunity that we are looking from people, basically whoever is the enthusiast and all the entrepreneurs who are looking at opening a gym. It's a very good opportunity, I feel. So I'm going to take you through the different models, and please do let me know if there is anything post the presentation. I would be happy to answer your questions. So Train Different is a philosophy that we have, where we have different kind of training, like mixed martial arts, as I mentioned, functional training. We have more than 100 classes running in the gyms. So one doesn't get bored in the gym, so it keeps them going. We also have the traditional gym thing, cardio, and your equipment that we have for the strength. So I'm going to be taking you through the introduction of the UFC Gym, which we have already gone through, the health and fitness industry, revenue streams for franchisees, operational support, marketing for the UFC Gym brand, and the next step. So basically, extremely important. Everybody says that what is the franchise support that you are going to get? If you're going to be investing, what is it that we are going to be contributing and assisting you or helping you out to make sure that you make the best of revenues? Because eventually in the franchise model, we believe that if you make money, we make money. So we make sure that your revenue streams are completely intact. So we empower the fighting spirits in you. It's a community. Basically, we believe in building a community, variety of classes that we get started. We also aspire to instill confidence in the members. So members, we build community, as I mentioned, and we have members who we invite. We have a lot of reference programs. We have different programs where we take this up. Whenever someone is looking to train like a champion, learn new skills in the UFC gym, a safe community. Revolutionize the world to train different. Our actions are guided by our core values. Now, core values are integrity. We are true to our own core values and are always moving forward. We are here to assist all the franchise owners who would like to come forward. It's a passion that we take pride in what we do and have fun doing it. Respect. We value our differences and support our common purpose. Accountability. Yes, we do what we say we are going to be doing. Excellence. We are innovative and committed to being the best. UFC Gym worldwide, as we mentioned, we are all across the world: Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Egypt, India, Pakistan, Philippines, Qatar, Singapore, Taiwan. We are across the world. We are present in 22 plus countries and 541 in development. When we're talking about UFC Gym, we are in the new evolution ventures we have. UFC was founded in 1993, as we mentioned, and it was purchased by Zuffa LLC in Jan 2001. Largest and the most recognized MMA brand in the world. Universal sport with the mainstream appeal and the global fan base of 449 million fans. 11 million people practice martial arts in the United States. World-class global media company acquired in 2016 by the high-profile investors group led by WME and IMG for $4 million. So these are the founders that we have: Mac Master, Jim Rowley, and Mike Kevy, who has been there. UFC Gym partnered athletes: Alex, we have Mike, Q, Frank. These are some of the athletes who have been there, partnered athletes for UFC Gym, as we saw. Global fitness industry, we are talking about 81 million industry. Our members. Now, what are we talking about, the members? Basically, so these are all the members. So we have 55% of the male and the 45% female ratio. Average age which we are is around 30.5 years, 25 to 45 years, 60% of the member base, and 1/3 members between 25 and 34. Youth, we have 6.5 members, because we also have youth programming which we conduct in the gym. 19% of the member base is between 18 to 24. Our models, I'm sure this is what you would be interested in. So we have a class model which is around 1,500 to 2,000 square feet that we can set it up by UFC Gym. Here what we do is the consumer shift. New fitness consumer boutiques. So 80% of the growth in the boutique facilities from 2012 to 2016 in the USA and Europe. 35% of $25.8 billion fitness industry in the USA. Enjoy more than workout, like joining the fitness movement. We have a lot of group classes, special attention given to the class community. So here what we portray is to energize and achieve and empower the class. So this is basically the class format where we conduct a lot of group classes, and also we do a personalized training here. So that's one of the, it's a boutique concept, which is a class. So we're looking at anything between say 1,500 to 3,500 square feet. We have the backpack there, we have the turf, we have the graphics, we have the different kind of lighting. So we have the design manuals for all these. Optional locker rooms also we do provide. Box and HIT is also what we have in the class model. Equipment that we require for the same model is the back rack, turf functional training, what we conduct, total gym rovers, turbo, punch count trackers, and the heart rate monitors that we have. So these are the class packages where we have monthly as well as annual memberships that we are looking out in the class model. Income streams is 70% of the recurring dues, 20% by the class, and 10% is what we are looking from the merchandise. These are the income streams that we will be introducing. This is basically the box where we are going to be having the functional trainings and mixing and having the conditioning classes, what we conduct in the class. HIT is basically the functional training that we have. The class optimal layout, this is going to be a typically layout, which I'm going to be sharing later on in details. So this is a 3,000 square feet, what we are looking at, which has a large turf. It also has the bag rack, and it has the class graphics and the high ceilings. This is what we are looking at. So whenever we have any kind of inquiries, we look at it in a very detailed way and lead the franchise prospect. The class design, this is what it looks like. It's more of a gray and a blue design, what we have in the class design. So we have the rubber flooring. So we, as I mentioned, we also have the design manuals, which we take in. Technology, we also have the class where people can book online for the classes. So this is going to be the technology based. People also can book appointments. We can book the bags depending on number of bags that we have in the classes. So this is the class model that we would like to offer. We are looking at a different second model, but we are talking about the core. Now, core typically is a small, second, what we have, which is around 4,000 to 6,000 square feet. We are looking at 4,000 to 6,000 to 5,000 is ideal. Herein, we have the retail setup. We have the full flat, we have the locker room, we have the functional training, we have mixed martial arts, boxing, we have functional training, youth classes, general fitness. We also have personal training in the gym. So we have the turf. So it's a basic concept, which is going to be 4,000 square feet. The difference is here, what we have is the changing rooms. What we have is the unisex changing rooms, which is a smaller in size as compared to the signature club. We have the training, group training schedules as well. Here also we have monthly. We also offer quarterly and 6 monthly and annual memberships for the core. Income streams, again, is 50% recurring dues. We're talking about 25% private coaching, that's personal training. 15% is the new memberships, and the 10% is going to be the merchandise of UFC Gym. Core programming is, as I mentioned, we have functional training, functional fitness, mixed martial arts. We have the group classes. We do conduct a lot of classes like boxing skill techniques, boxing skills techniques. As we also conduct a lot of classes of youth MMA in the, and also we have is the personal training. Of course, it does have the traditional gym where it consists of the cardio and your traditional gym. This is how the format actually looks for the core, where we have octagon, we have turf area, we have the boxing bag rack, we have cardio, and we have youth training mat, as well as we have the general fitness. Then we are looking at the signature club, which is going to be anything between, say, 6,000 to we are looking at 12,000 square feet. Here we have elaborate different changing rooms, and we have the washrooms, we have your entire locker room. And we also have the traditional fitness, functional training, we have the bag rack, We also have our fitness training, Octagon, and the group class area in these. And the membership stream is going to be monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly, and annual, as well as the personal training. We are looking at the income streams is 50% recurring dues, which is the renewals that comes from the renewals, 25% from the private coaching, which is PT, 15% from the new membership sales, and 10% is the merchandise. We conduct all the different classes, and again, it's going to be your youth classes, functional training, your cardio, your best of equipment for your strength training, your back rack, your functional training turf. It's going to be including everything that comes under fitness. It's a one-stop solution for a person who wants to be in fitness. Mixed martial arts, we have boxing skill techniques. These are all the signature classes: boxing skill technique, MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We have women's self-defense, Muay Thai, women's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as well as we have is the wrestling. In India, we have not just started with the wrestling and all, but we also look out for the best of the trainers, and they are all certified. Functional training classes, what we conduct is boxing conditioning, kickboxing, fight fit, and a TRX, CUT, and UFC fit, stretching, and performance. Youth classes we conduct, which is youth boxing, youth kickboxing, and this has really become very, very, very famous. And all the gyms, we have the trainers who are there, and we have people coming in from 5 years to 15 years who actually participate in this youth training. Group fitness, we have in India, we have like Zumba, we have yoga, name it, we have Bollywood classes, and also we conduct spinning. All these strength group classes we conduct in our premises. This is how typically the layout will look for the signature club. We have the lockers, we have the yoga, the group X studio, Octagon. We also have the functional training area. We have the lockers and cardio, spin bike, and the strength training zone. Private coaching, yes. That's a very big revenue stream today, where we have the personalized personal trainers, which are all certified, who actually can give you the best of training in UFC Gym. Deliver the 4 hours. Now, retention is something what we are looking at. That is a very important thing that we stress on, because I feel the retention is the implications. It is actually the implications of the best of operations and the kind of engaging the clients. So the retention we are looking at. Referrals, yes, we do have referrals that come from the people. Revenue increase, overall revenue streams, monthly membership dues, new member units, private coaching, and the merchandise sale. These are the revenue streams. Members get the results sooner, of course, in the UFC Gym coach, learning action, enhance the members' experience. This is some merchandise that we have in the gyms. That's 10% revenue that we discussed on the merchandise. Train different is the concept, and that's how we achieve our results. And we strongly believe in that. And that's how it sets us different from the others. Thank you.
Hi, so Nyukta, are we also taking our investors through the financials as well? I think we've talked about the formats, but what investment would entail in these 3 different formats? Can we explain, and then we can start with the Q&A round?
Yes. So for the formats, what we would like to do, Archana, we have 3 formats that we are looking at. So so if you're looking at entire, so we would like to follow the process that anybody who's interested, we would like to talk to them over the Zoom personally, so that we can understand needs and then explain them regarding that. So investments, can we tell you the investments that we are looking at, and also understanding about the the franchise partners who are willing to be us. We would assess so that we can be on a Zoom and explain them the models in detail, Archana. So the investment plans, and so this is what we are looking at. So investment plans, what we are looking for a cost model is anything between 65 to 75 lakhs. For your core format, it is going to be 165 to 175. And for the signature, we're looking at 270 to 280 CR.
I'll take some questions. I think we need to get a little bit understanding. I feel any detailed discussion that any investor or maybe a potential partner needs to do, we can have that with all the interested investors, partners.
Separately,
some prima facie, some questions on the business is something that I'd like to take on this session. And friends, just to give you a quick recap, and I'll request all of you, if you have any questions, please write in the Q&A box and we'll take it with the team of UFC. And UFC, like we heard, is the first major brand extension of the premium global sports brand and premier, which is MMA, which is mixed martial art organization, which is the original and the world leader in the MMA inspired fitness. So while, the sport of fighting has been around for more than about 1,000 years in one form or the other, the launch of MMA in 1993, by UFC, it set off a martial art sporting revolution, globally, which has actually grown into a multi-billion-dollar business globally, worldwide annually. And the business, the gym, UFC gym is present in nearly 22 countries all across the world. And even in India, I would say not just the top metro cities like Delhi, Bombay, but also the brand has a big opportunity and demand that we see in tier 2 locations like Vijayawada, Bareilly, Imphal. And these cities I'm naming because the brand already has a presence in these locations. And I also see a lot of you coming from tier 2 locations showing the interest. So, friend, this is not another gym brand that we have brought to you, but they are global leaders in the category. And the company is also listed at the New York Stock Exchange. And world champions to international celebrities to all credible marquee names, including Hollywood stars like Varun Dhawan, they're all attached with the brand. And including, I would say, what could be a bigger testimonial, than the UFC fighters themselves owning the chains in America. So a big rage, I would say, and the brand carries a very big aspirational value. So franchise locations, friends, we're looking at all across India, but if you're looking at, and primarily, tier 1, all metro cities and some tier 2 locations is what we would look at. And we have discussed about the various formats, which start at about 2,500 square feet to 3,000 for a smaller format and goes up to about 8,000 square feet for a signature format. So when it comes to a smaller format, 2,500 square feet, your larger part of your revenue comes from the membership and also recurring dues, as we call them. And if you look at the 4,000 square feet and the 8,000 square feet of a business model, here we're talking about 50%, which comes from recurring. And as I understand, we're not taking per use. We're not taking per use. And these two formats will have personal training also, which also is a big ticket size or a revenue stream for people who are owning and operating these centers. So, I would like to, understand, talking about the investment at large, what is the breakup broadly on the investment, how much we are putting on the capex, Sanjyukta, and we talk about these 3 different formats. Are we looking at some specific locations where maybe a format A would work or a B would work or a signature would work, or we have defined some markets where we want to open them? Over to you.
Currently, the market is open for UFC gym across India. So what we are only looking at the people showing interest in UFC gym. And we actually typically do the catchment study to make sure that they make money when they open the gym. So catchment studies are shared with the prospects and to make them understand, yes, the location that you're looking at is going to be yielding money for you. So whenever anybody comes up saying, hey, I want to open in Surat, I want to open in Baroda. So typically we do a catchment study, and that's how we present the entire projection sheet for that particular city. So every city will have typically a different, because it definitely depends whether the person owns the property or he's going to be renting out the property. So there are a couple of parameters that definitely come into the picture. What is the square feet that he's willing to give out of the portion that he owns the property, or what is the rentals that he's wanting to do. So we do a lot of catchment study and demographic study to understand the location that he's planning to open the gym. And that's how we take it forward, Archana. So I think it's very, very personal. Sorry, Sonia.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sonia. So we take it from person to person basis, depending on what is their requirement. And then we can, it's a very personalized, because the models in the gist I have explained you, but it depends. There's somebody who might just come up and say, hey, I want to start in Mumbai. Now, if you're talking about the rentals will differ from here to any other, probably any other city. So we have to really work on the projection sheet that we are going to be projecting to the people coming from, the leads coming from here.
And what model are we looking at? Is it a franchisee and franchisee operated? You would take care of the operations. How would that work out?
So we are looking at franchise models currently. So that could be a class model, which we are going to be launching. We also have the core and signature, which are up and running. I'm in Bandra right now. So, so Bandra is like a core model. And we have signature, which is in Noida and Punjabi Bagh. We are also signing up in different locations, which you will come to know soon. And we also have Bareilly, which is a small model. So we have these there. So in case we have any one who is interested in any of these places, we would like to meet people personally along with you, explain them, understand their needs, and then share the projection and the catchment studies for them. So just want to understand, just to summarize, the class model would be anything between 1,500 to say 3,000 square feet. Investment could be 65 to 75. We all then we have a core model, which is from 4,000 to say 6,000, 5,500, 6,000 plus till say 12,000 is going to be our signature model. And the investments, as I mentioned, for the core, is going to be anything between it's going to be 175, 1 crore 75, and then we have it to 2.70, 2.75 to be precise. And how we assist people is going to be basically we get involved even in the hiring, because we believe that hiring is extremely important for the and hiring the right candidates and helping people to hire people. We completely get involved in the hiring process of the right talent and helping them with the design models. And we also have an architect on board whose fees are borne by us and not by the franchise owners, because we want the look and feel to be exactly the same as for the design models. So that is taken care by us.
And how does unit economics, for a gym work? You want to, shed some light on that. Typically, what kind of fees are we charging? And I also understand, because this is a membership driven business. So which means even before we launch the center, we already have members who sign up and pay that fee upfront. So a franchise partner has low pressure on the operating expenses, right? So would you want to maybe comment on, the unit economics? What fee are we charging? Typically, how much rental are we looking at? How many members ideally for these 3 formats that we look at? And how many members to break even? And how long does it take to, reach that kind of number? And what are the net margins in the business?
Right. Yeah. So ROI typically is anything between 3.5 to 4 years, return on investment, what we're looking at. And we're also looking at the memberships. Also, we have for the metros, we are looking at 40 to 45 to 48,000. So here in Bandra, we have rack rate as 48. We have Punjabi Bagh, which is 45. So these rates also will change. Now we are coming up in Imphal, that's in Manipur. So typically, depending on the demographics and the competitive analysis, at being a premium brand. So for the class models, we have anything that we would charge is anything for the membership, for the annual memberships, I'm talking about 25 to 35,000. For a core model, which has everything, but it's a smaller setup, which will again be anything between 30 to say 35,000 for annual membership. And for signature club, it will be anything plus 40,000 would be the membership pricing. And of course, these are the annualized, we have annualized units, we always call it, because it is consisting your 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months membership, which is a combination of all for the membership streams. And we are typically looking at, say, 35 to 40% of retention ratios, because retention, I believe, it starts from the second year. Extremely important, because if people are satisfied, they don't like to change the gym. So that's extremely important. So that retention also plays an important role. Personal training penetration, as you know, initially it will be less in the first year, and then it starts anything between 5 to 10% to 15%. It can go in the penetration of personal training. Merchandise is typically around 10% of the total revenue. So these are the couple of things that I wanted to highlight.
What number of memberships are we looking in these three formats, and how long does it take to reach that optimum level of membership?
See, initially when we start the construction, once the construction starts, we are looking at basically say around 50 members per month for the first pre-sale when we are talking about. So in the pre-sale, we should take for say 50 memberships in the core and signature format, and say 45 members per month annual memberships in the pre-sale, which runs for around 3 to 4 months. In the class model, it's around 25 is what we are looking at. And for the signature, 50 members.
All right. And if you understand, typical income and maybe, overall revenue flow, how much on an average can a center make annualized?
You're talking in terms of the EBITDA, or you're talking about the revenue streams?
Both. If you can give a reflection on both.
Okay. So what we are looking at from the class model, we are typically looking at say on an average of say anything between 9 to 12 average revenue they should be making. Of course, the first year it will start with say anything from 10. It can go up to 15 lakhs also. And in the core, we are looking at the inflows. If you're talking about the cash flows, it would be anything around 90. It starts with say 19 lakhs. It goes up to anything between 30 to 35 lakhs per month, depending on the number of years. So usually when we give the projections, we give it for 10 years. And for signature, we are looking at anything between 25 to 40 lakhs. For the core, we are looking at 19 to 35 lakhs per month. The graph just goes from 1 year to 10 years. Yes, Sonia.
Can you also, make maybe our audience understand a little bit on the roles and responsibility of a franchise partner? And I'll take a question from Mr. Prasad Dhuri, and his question is, what is the profit sharing ratio between the company and the franchisee?
Company and the franchisee?
Yeah. So
the profit sharing. So typically we have the royalties that come into the play, which is going to be minimum guarantee that we are taking is 7.5%, which has royalties as well as the marketing royalty implications, which is 7.5 of the total revenue.
And that comes on the overall membership.
We do the returns, everything. Yeah, all the revenue streams. Yes.
All the streams.
It's a net revenue. Yes.
Streams.
The net revenue.
Guys, I see some hands being raised. I'll request if you can put any questions you have in the Q&A and we'll take that up. Great. And friends, we're also doing a discovery day, and like Sangyogita mentioned, they would like to take a detailed discussion on the financials, the ROI based on the location that you are, and all these three formats would need a lot of understanding on the demographics, the cities that we are getting into, and we would request, if you're keen to explore further, to block time with us, and our hotline number is 9717683838. That's where you can reach out to us on. And we'll block a time in the coming week. Ashna, if you can just put what date are we doing a discovery day, and you can block your time. And I'll also request all of you friends, if you come from the location cities where they already run their centers, including metros like Delhi, Bombay, agar aap wahan se aate hain and you want to visit, experience some of their centers, I would really urge all of you to make that effort and take a complete tour also of the gyms which they operate, and which they would be happy to do that. And our hotline number we'll also put in the chat box. You can take a note, reach out to us, and we'll all start aligning your meeting calls one-to-one to understand and take discussion forward. And before we close, Sangyogita, I'll request if there's a closing remark that you want to make to the audience that is present.
Thank you for joining us, first of all, and we would be happy to answer any questions, as I again mentioned, that want to come up with a, interest shown in UFC Gym. We would like to personally take interest and explain you about how your city can grow by having UFC Gym there. So we really would like to welcome all of you all to come up with interest, and then we can meet personally, or probably we can meet over the Zoom and explain you in details. And we really look forward to meeting you or meeting over the Zoom soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rabi, and thank you so much, Sangyogita. And I'll request Archana if you can take over for your closing remarks, please.
So thank you so much. Sonia ma'am, just give me 1 minute.
Sure.
So thank you so much, the team of UFC Gym, Sangyogita, Rabi. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. Thanks all the participants for joining in today. We definitely want to invite you for our Discovery Day, where you have a chance to meet the entire team. And we are keeping the Discovery Day on 2nd of March. So please book your slot with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. Also, write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. And in case you wish to understand more business opportunities, franchise options, as well as different events, associations by Franchise India, join Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at the LinkedIn platform. And tomorrow, under our 12 p.m. webinar, we are inviting you to join us for Investor Advantage program. This program will definitely give you insight about how you can start your business. So do registration for this webinar. Doing registration, you can reach out to us at our business hotline number or go to Facebook page. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, friends. Day ahead.
Thank you.